This is Game Day Live Overtime, sponsored by Alexander's Steakhouse.
And can you believe it? Week 8 of the high school football regular season, playoff hopes started to hang in the balance. Welcome to Game Day Live Overtime. I'm Kurt Pegler.
And I'm Patrick Cunningham. 30 minutes of highlights and analysis of games from all over Central Illinois. We start with an important Big 12 conference matchup.
Yeah, really big one between Peoria High and Bloomington at Bloomington. Second half action here. Peoria High's got a 14-7 lead. They're going to increase it. Breon Green fakes the handoff, takes it himself. He's going to dive into the end zone after the two-point conversion failed. It's 20-7. Bloomington on offense now. Keontae Hamilton scrambles, but the Lions are going to force a fumble. And look at this. The big fella, Jaquarius Green, picks it up. He goes downfield all the way down to the 3-yard line. Big man with a big play. And from there, Detarian Pollard's going to punch it in. He'll take the short touchdown run to make it 28-7 in favor of the Lions. Bloomington responds with a nice long drive. Hamilton's going to keep it himself. He scores to cut the deficit to 2 TDs, but it would not be enough. A fumble on the pitch play here. It's Titavian Alexander coming up with another turnover for that Peoria High defense. A big road win for the Lions, 42-14. They win at Bloomington.
Illini head coach Brett Bielema taking in Morton and Dunlap. Potters clinch a playoff spot with a win. They're up 8-0 in the second quarter. Pass here deflected up into the air. The Eagles work the tip drill to perfection. Samuel Hort hauls it in. They take over. A few plays later, Jaden Schmick bursts through the hole, and he is gone here. 50-yard touchdown for the Eagles, and they trail 8-7 at the break. We go to the late third quarter, same score. Dunlap facing a 4th and 11. Truman Tyra down the field, complete to Jackson Steffen. That's a huge conversion down to the 10. Moments later, it's Schmick again. He had 3 rushing touchdowns on the night, puts Dunlap in front. But with under 30 seconds left in the game, Brody Fritz to Brody Pinter. You saw this on our CI Proud live stream. 11-yard touchdown pass here. This seals the game for the Potters. They steal one on the road. They are playoff bound, 20-19.
Wow, big win for Morton. At Babcock Field, Mid-Atlantic Conference leader Washington. Home to take on the Canton Little Giants. Panthers are inside the 5-yard line. They're going to give it to the workhorse. Will Freeman move the pile into the end zone for a 14-0 Washington advantage. And after the defense gets a stop, the offense is back on the field. It's Noah Garcia to A.J. Jones, and the Panthers are in business. Again, they're inside the 10. Moments later, Evan Deasy gets his name called, and he's going to run this one in. They clinched at least to share the conference championship after a win. Washington 48, Canton 12. To East Peoria, where the Raiders are chasing down a 5th win that would make them playoff eligible. They're at 4-3 at the start of the night, taking on Metamora. R.J. Jackson to the outside, and now he's in the open field. It's a race to the end zone. Will he be caught? Kind of. He dives into the end zone, an 80-yard touchdown run, a bunch of big plays in this game. In fact, on the ensuing kickoff, we've barely caught our breath. And sophomore Braden Cox of the Redbirds takes the ball around the 16. He'll wait for the blocking to take shape and then burst through an opening to the sidelines, and now he's in a race to the end zone. He would win that race. A kick return score for the Redbirds. And then how about this? They're not finished yet. Jadon Cranford's missed the last couple of weeks.
We jump to Pekin. They need a win at Limestone to keep their playoff hopes alive. Rockets opening drive. Bo Johnson rolls out down the middle, fires to Cooper Clark, hangs on despite losing his helmet. That was a gain of 20, but Pekin, very next play, Cam Wheeler blows through it up. Big hit there. Limestone fake punt would fail, and the Dragons took advantage. Chase Kruger with the carry, goes virtually untouched, 35 yards out for the score. Dragons win 42-0.
All right, we're going to go back to the Big 12, where students are in pink in Normal Community for the Iron and the Champaign Centennial. And look at this, Lucas Beatty, right off the bat, zips this pass. He's got Michael Mavick on the sidelines, just shy of a first down, but keeps the drive moving. Beatty's going to turn on the Jets and scramble himself for a first down, and plenty more. The Ironmen scored 56 tonight, and they beat Centennial 56-6.
Normal West on the road at Champaign Central, and it was all defense early. Normal West going to blow this play up here in the backfield at Champaign, trying to move the ball. A herd of Wildcats there to make the play. And then special teams getting in on it. A bad snap on the punt gives Normal West great field position. And then in the Wildcat formation, the Wildcat snap to Malik Given-Smith. He punches it in. 34-14. West gets the win. Rich Woods at home against Danville. Knights taking it down the field here. Quarterback Eli O'Donnell to Damarian Richardson here. And this pass going to be complete for the first down. Nice play despite taking the shot. Later in the drive, marching down the field again, it's Damarian Richardson for the touchdown, Rich Woods. But the Knights fall to Danville 41-22.
Manuel looks for his first win of the season at Urbana. The Rams are on defense here. Urbana's got A deep pass downfield. The man is going to have it tipped and snagged by Percy Norris. He's got room. Big return set up from Manuel. And the Rams are in really good field position here. A couple of plays later, Tyree Porter, the quarterback keeper, he's going to score a Rams touchdown, but Urbana pulls away late, and they beat the Rams 42-26. Urbana's first win in 6 football seasons.
Now some big school scores from around the area. How about the Notre Dame Fighting Irish on the road wins 47-13. That puts them at 6-2. That clinches them a playoff spot. U High still hoping to chase the playoffs as well. They win 50-13 at Springfield Southeast. To the small schools, lots of playoff implications in our first matchup with DMAC and undefeated Ridgeview Lexington. It's a tailgating kind of night as these two teams meet. Lots of playoff implications again on the line, and it is Sean Denniston here. All over the place for the Chiefs tonight. Slew of Mustangs put up a fight on that play. Very next play, though, Denniston doesn't mind. Bullies his way into the end zone. That would put the Chiefs only down a score, 19-12. He'd get the 2-point conversion. And how about the Chiefs? They come all the way back, and they win, handing Ridgeview Lexington their first loss of the season, 28-19. Huge win.
All right, Hayworth and Tuscola, a couple of 5-2 teams. The Hornets need a win to clinch a playoff spot. Second quarter highlights here. Hayworth's up 12-zip. Parker Bell finds Braxton Denning downfield, makes the wide open grab before being pushed out of bounds just past midfield later in the drive. This is a beautiful play. Facing a 4th and 10, Bell's going to roll right and launches it. Nate Gottfried snags it. He's in the end zone. The Hornets up by 20. They win it 30-14. The Hornets are headed back to the playoffs. They have 6 wins. Well done.
Tri-Valley punches a playoff ticket with a win against Shelbyville. Opening drive for Tuscola. Tri-Valley pressuring the quarterback. Gets the throw off, but it's intercepted by Owen McLean. Comes down with it for the pick. Puts the Vikings in business. Then 3 plays later, Ethan Moore handing it off to Tommy Harris. Follows his blocker and finds space. And he's off to the races. Sidesteps a tackler. Outraces his defender. He's in for the score. That was the story of the night. Tri-Valley wins 50-6.
It's Eureka and Tremont squaring off. And this is the first play from scrimmage. Eureka with the football. It's quarterback Lincoln Knapp. Knapp scrambling, nice run on first down. Now the Hornets would get into the red zone on their opening drive, but get a big sack here from Tremont's defense. This is Lucas Harris and Troy Keever on the stop, so no points on that first drive. However, the Hornets get the ball back on their next possession, and it's Knapp again. He had 103 yards rushing, and this touchdown, tight game, won by Eureka 10-7.
To the Illini Prairie. Prairie Central needs a win over Monticello for playoff eligibility. Monticello's Nolan Benny-Kemper, short touchdown run. That is going to be ruled a score despite some discussion by the officials. PAT was blocked. Second quarter, Prairie Central answers. Dalton Steidinger to Colin Kilgus. 7-6 Hawks lead, but they would fall in a defensive struggle, 18-14.
IVC is at home to take on Tolono Unity, and Grey Ghost quarterback Keegan Scholl is going to run the ball. This is a 7-yard gain. He's going to be angled out of bounds, but they're moving the chains here. But Tolono Unity now has the football, and their run is going to be stopped. Defensive back Colin Tolliver and Sam Griggs going to come up to make the stop, but it's a 48-14 win for the Rockets over the Grey Ghosts in Chillicothe. Huge rivalry game. Princeville and Stark County, the winners, assured a spot in the playoffs. Just before the end of the half, Princeville quarterback Caden Sarnes. A bomb to Caden Blunier. Just out of the reach of the defender's arms. What a beautiful pass and score. And then just at the start of the second half, Princeville just picks up right where they left off. Sarnes is going to score again. This time he keeps it. Princeville with an impressive win, 48-7. The Princes lock up a playoff berth with their 6th victory.
Undefeated Farmington at home against LVC. The number 2 team in Class 2A showing off their defense. Lucas Gutierrez burst through the line here for the tackle for a loss. LVC would have to punt. Now the Farmers on offense. Noah Fleming gets the carry. Nice pancake block there from Carter Gavelize. Fleming heads outside then for the first down. Then they open up the passing game. Carson Noy deep over the middle to Boston Smith for the score. Farmers 8-0 after the 42-0 win. Olympia on the road at Pleasant Plains can secure playoff eligibility with a win. Colin Simpson with the shovel pass to Brendan Hardiman, and he's going to get in for the touchdown. And they kept rolling tonight. Later, handoff to Jimmy Lawler. Man, he's had a great career for the Spartans. Up the middle for another score. They were rolling all night. Simpson to Hardiman again. He is going to head down the sideline here after the pitch for the touchdown. Spartans are playoff eligible, 54-13 winners.
Peoria Heights at home against Flanagan, and the quarterback for Flanagan is Breston Simons, and he's going to get the ball to Logan Ruddy. And look at this. He's got some room to run. and he's going to get into the end zone, and it's a touchdown for the visitors, put them up 22-14. Now, late in the half, the clock is ticking down. Peoria Heights is trying to get some points on the board right before halftime. Jackson Hayworth is going to move himself towards the end zone here, but he doesn't get in, and time expires, and Flanagan Cornell wins it 30-14.
Now let's take a look at some of the rest of the games in the area. First, in the Heart of Illinois Conference, El Paso Gridley, first 8-0 start in program history, 64-0 against the Clinton Maroons. And then GCMS handing Fieldcrest a 34-6 loss on the road. Next to the Illini Prairie and the Lincoln Trail Prairie Land. Central Catholic winners on the road against Pontiac, 48-21. That moves them to 8-0. And Elmwood Brimfield falls to Macomb, 42-13.